this part right here after I went and shot. So I shot, kept getting a weird flights, kept getting inconsistencies, and went back and shot through paper again. It's already out of time again. Tough break. I'm gonna go set my shoot down up. You guys check this video out here. You can see my groups progressively opened and opened and opened and opened, and I knew something wasn't right. I even let my draw length out, thinking maybe it's me. Maybe I'm holding the release wrong. Maybe I'm, but no. Started yesterday. Bow was 100% bullet holing, shooting perfect. Nah, I cannot keep this thing in time. And for the record, these are not Archer Shack strings. I've never had that problem out of their strings. So kudos to those guys. As soon as they get around to it, they're going to build me a set. So, all right, y'all check this out. Good morning, everybody. Out here with the Supra Focus at Bowman. I'm going to do some field shooting with it today. I probably shouldn't be shooting these X-Cutter Pros, but it'll be okay. Hopefully I won't split none. I got the 20-yard mark. I'm going to get all the way back to 80 yard. And like I've said in previous videos, I'm running the Sherlock, so I've got to make marks for every yardage. So it's going to take a little while to get this thing 100% sighted in, but there's no better place to do it, in my opinion, than on a field face, because you got a large target. It's hard to miss. You can just take your time and slowly walk back. So let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and say one thing. So that's my 20 mark, and then where my indicator is right here is at 30. So this thing's gonna be a fast shooting bow thus far. So that's really good. That's gonna be good for especially shooting 3D. There'll be a lot less room for error, because this thing's shooting pretty darn fast. Like I've said before, I'm shooting the X-Cutter Pros. I think these are cut at 29 inches, carbon to carbon. No, these are 20. I'd have to measure. I think these might be a little bit longer. Yeah, because I think standard length of the arrow is 31 inches, and I cut 2 inches off. So I'd have to measure. I always have that problem. I've got 100 grain point and 40 grains on the inside there, screw in weight, 4 fletched. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a mark there at 30, and I'll go up there and show you guys this group. So this thing's gonna be great. Nice. Stuffed them in there, and then I pulled on that one. But that's our 30 mark, so we're good. Good for that. Let's get on to 40. I'm back there at 40 yard now, which is really the critical one for shooting what I shoot in on the 3D. So I'm going to shoot this both 3D and field, most likely. Or I'm going to at least have it set up that I can do either or with. And that was right in the middle. Take at least 2 more shots, and then we'll make a mark. That arrow shot low. I need to weigh some of these out and make sure that they're all the same weight, because I did order some different weights. They should be both 140s in the front, but something's telling me that that's not. Now that could be a problem. I think my jacket's hitting my arm. Let's take this thing off. I just noticed that it was. All right, so I had to walk it up just a little bit, and I noticed that I was gripping my release just a little bit different. I'll show you guys what I mean by that, which could have definitely costed me. And that was the reason why I was getting those weird flights, was I was holding my release out here on the tips of my fingers, where I normally hold it on the inside, and why I was holding it out there on the tips, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna put in a couple of rounds here and make sure that this 40 is 100% on before we go any further. Now I know that we did shoot some 60-yard groups, but that was with a different sight and a little bit different setup. So keep going. All right, I'm gonna call that a solid 40-yard group. This thing still does not shoot nearly as tight as my EVL does. And it could be the arrows, it could be a multiple of things. This bow really shoots well on indoor, but I really want it to be versatile. So that, and I am aiming at a large spot. So, you know, kind of aim big, hit big, aim small, hit small. But I haven't taken this bow out and really shot field with it yet, so we're just doing some practice here. And it's amazing how the difference in holding the release will make on your shot. So if you've seen how some of those shots, I don't know if I got it in frame, were like super low, that was just the difference in my finger placement on the release. So that's very critical. So now I'm gonna go find a 50, get a 50, and then I'm gonna walk back from 50 to 80 over here and see what we can do with this thing. So our 40 mark's gonna be about right there on the indicator mark. So this thing is starting to drop off pretty quick. So we'll see what we can do. Something else strange I started to notice, I'm getting heavy wear on that whale tail blade. And I don't know if that carbon's just scrubbing it whenever I pull back. I mean, I know that there's no arrow interference, but gracious, look at that. She's wore thin, and this thing's brand new. I'm not a fan of the AAE rests at all. I've said that in multiple videos. I'm gonna have to switch to a ham ski, definitely. But let's go see if we can get a 50. All right, so that's our 50 yard, and I want to tighten this group up. That's still not bad for 50 yard. We do have a good bit of a wind today, but I wouldn't think that it would make that much of a difference with this high of FOC that I'm running on these arrows. I do notice that I do group 10 times better with micro diameters, because I know it's not my shooting. I mean, these arrows here are really for your close yardages, your indoor 3D, stuff like that, but I should still be getting a lot better results than I am. I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know, say that anything's wrong with anything. It's just, I know I can shoot tighter groups, and I've got to figure out what is going to create better groups. So I'm going to keep shooting here at 50, make a, you know, verify, and then make a mark so we can see how quickly it's starting to drop off. We got our 20, 30, 40s, 50 right there so far. And make sure that we're not doing the hand grip thing. I don't know why with this bow I'm anchoring different, and I shouldn't be, because the draw links are the same. This D loop could be a little long. I know, it's just a beautiful day out here at Bowman. Look at this. So pretty. Hopefully the tune-up of my bow has stayed in. I have had problems with these strings. These here are America's Best. They're not what I normally run, which are the Archery Shack strings. I know that they pre-stretch theirs, and I've had no movement. But with these, I've had a good bit of stretch, and I've had to retwist them up. I don't know. That was a center shot. That was 2. think I'm tracking just slightly high, but grouping good. So that's completely fine. We're just sighting in. Shoot one more for good measure. Go up there, take a look, see what we got. Okay, go look. I don't know why these are grouping up here. Strangest thing. I want to have to keep shooting, but I'll get this 50 dialed in. Don't you guys worry. Okay, so I had to go back and do a little bit of research because, I mean, this thing is to 60. It's not shooting like my shoot down normally does. And these bows are both the same axle to axle. So I looked up the speed rating of both bows, and the Supra the shoot down is rated about 20, almost 30 feet per second faster. So this bow might be, sure enough, just a close range bow, or I'm gonna have to switch up some arrows and build some specifically for this one, because I don't think that these arrows aren't gonna work for this setup, which is fine. I'll just have to set something else up. That's a part of it. All right, so I let my draw length out 1 inch. Probably gonna go home and shorten up my D-loop too, but I noticed I got better results at 50 with a longer draw. Just preliminary testing out here. It's a good thing to do when you can. I'm still not 100% sold on this bow. I really like my shoot down better than I do that one. But I got a lot tighter 50-yard group now. A lot better than I was able to get before. I did pull one, which is not good, but see, we shot a lot tighter group there. That target's just sagging, that's why that air's like that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it sighted in right now at 50 and shoot some of the closer yardages just to make sure that that's good. But I don't know, that's just really, really strange. But on my EVL, I'm shooting 30 inches of draw. And this one here was set at 29, and which I had been messing with it just a little bit on the indoor. But I'm gonna keep shooting here, try to get this thing dialed in. Probably just use this for a 3D and indoor most likely. Which once I get the shoot downs backstops back, or the draw mods, I think I'll most definitely just set it up for 3D. And I'll keep going back and forth, but I really want this thing, it looks so nice to be a 3D bow, but man, I don't know why I'm struggling with this thing today. Can't be me. I mean, well rested, feeling great. Just keep hammering, I guess. All right, so it's definitely shooting a lot tighter group with a longer draw. So just good preliminary testing here. Let's rock on and go on to another target face. All right, so up here at 20 yard, I just want to recheck my 20 now, see what's going on there. 20 to 40 right now is looking good, or at least 40 yard was looking really good. That tune, or the timing's definitely out on this thing. I can tell just by the way that air impacted and it's standing straight up like that. I can already look and tell that this thing, that's why I'm getting weird shots and weird flights. It's been like the 3rd or 4th time I've had to put this bow in tune. These strings move so much. I can look at it and I'll show you guys. Yeah, I mean, that should have been a center shot. Huh. Yep. Air is sticking in the target like that right there. So it tells you when it's coming out of the bow, it's not in tune. Okay. Yeah. That ain't right. It's flying. Funny. I shot down on that one, on that other target. And the arrow's at that angle. So probably not gonna shoot too much more. Probably gonna run home and put this thing on the draw board again and take a look at what we got. But I'll show you. I mean, it's been shooting really well, but the more I've shot it, the worse. So that is not good for 20 yards. I mean, I can hammer on the indoor. I have been, but like I said, I have been shooting a lot. So we'll run home, put this thing on the draw board and see what's going on. Guys, tough break. I know this is kind of a boring video and you guys get tired of seeing me just out here solo shooting and stuff, but I don't know what in the devil's going on with this Supra Focus. I don't know if maybe it calls for a higher grade of strings. I mean, I put the premiums on it, is what they said, but man, this thing is shooting terribly. And I just shot it through paper. It's out of tune again. So I'm actually going to go reset up my shoot down, take the let off, the adjustment mods for the draw length back off of this bow and reset up my shoot down. I mean, I know the shoot down's a hammer. I know it always shoots well. I don't know if I'll use some of because these strings are the exact same. The strings that's on the shoot down are a little bit tired, but I think they're a lot better material, and they're not. These here are brand new and they've already started to fray a decent amount. So I'm gonna go reset up the shoot down and see what's going on. Put this one on the back burner. And it could, because it shoots a lot slower than the Supra Focus. Maybe these arrows are not, it could be the red, but I know that I'm not in time. So once I get the timing straightened out, it'll be good. So just a good day of shooting. Well, I say good. It's not good when it doesn't work correctly. All right, so right now I got the Supra Focus on the draw board. I'm going to slowly roll it back. It looks like it might be in time. I'm thinking it's this rest. I've had a lot of problems with this thing anyways. But if that's the case, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and just set my shoot down up, since it already has a Hamskea rest on it. And then I'll wind up buying a Hamskea for this one. But I shouldn't be chasing a tune. And being that this bow here is a slower feet per second than the shoot down, I'll probably run a lighter spine arrow, maybe a micro diameter or more of a hunting south diameter with this bow, because I believe that those 250 spines are just a little bit too much for the speed. Now I know that my shoot down loved those fat arrows. I mean, I busted arrows with it. So here we go. So as you can see, I do have the lock on, so I'm just going to pull with my fingers here back, and both draw stops are engaging at the same time. So that's good. The bow is in time. But what I think I'll do is maybe shoot another arrow. It could be the arrows. I was hoping it wasn't, but I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and set the shoot down back up. All I've really got to do is rob these mods off of it, and we'll be good to go. So, all right, you guys have a good one.